Hello, today I want to talk about whether it is fair or ethical to cancel student debt. And this debate comes because President Biden in the United States, he has proposed to cancel student debt with some caveats, with some carving of the populations. We cancel student debt for this group of people, but not for the other one, so on and so forth. But is it fair? Is it the right thing to do? And for me, it is an easy to understand principle is that if you borrow money, you pay it back. You don't give preference to, okay, this group of people can pay their debts back, but these other people, they are exempt. They don't have to pay it because I say so. And it just doesn't matter whether it is a car loan, a credit card debt, a mortgage, or a student debt. Once you promise that you will pay back a debt, you say, okay, you give me that money, I'm going to invest it in whichever way I see fit, and then I'm going to pay it back plus interest at this time schedule, then that is sure. And society it works with that rule, like I lend money, and I will only lend money only if I have some kind of confidence that the person is going to pay me back. If I don't have that confidence, then I'm not going to lend that money. And society wouldn't be anywhere near where it is today if lenders wouldn't be assured that they are going to be pay back their money. And I have borrowed money. Oh my God, I have borrowed money for my credit cards, for my purchase of a vehicle, for my mortgage, so on and so forth. And I have been able to borrow that money because the lender believes that I'm going to pay back that debt. So in order for us to turn as a society and say, oh, you don't have to pay that money back because whatever the circumstances they are, then that's the beginning of a failure of a financial society. So I don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's ethical for a group of people to say, oh, we're going to inquire of these expenses in education, and we are just not going to pay it back. So I think it's not the right move by President Biden. I usually support him in many of his ideas, but not on this one. And looking at the debt issue, I see it as there are two main reasons why students don't pay back their debts. Number one, they go to colleges they can't afford. Okay, so here I found a little table which is the average tuition and fees at ranked colleges. Okay, so if you go for a public in-state college in the United States, the fees are usually about $10,500. Okay, if you go to another public college that is out of state, now look at this, the fees double. They go from 10,000 to $23,000. Okay, so if you're gonna study, I don't know, accounting, and you can do that a few blocks from your house or in your own city, why would you go to another state and pay double the price for basically the same education? It doesn't make sense to me. And then, of course, this fee of public in-state college is quadruple if you go for a private school. It's just you get a brand name college. I don't know, the brand names that are usually tossed around are Harvard, Yale, and Princeton, and there are many other ones. And this is just a starting tuition fee. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense. If you're gonna study one of these in-demand careers, accounting, engineering, whatever, you're gonna be good. It doesn't matter which college you go to. Now, the other thing that is extremely important is the kind of major that we choose in order to when we go to study. Okay, so here are the extremes. Here is, according to Indeed, these are the lowest paying career, and we can see here hospitality. What is it? Hospitality. You get what, 24,470. What is it? Theology and religion, 31,000, and I think this is even too much. And design and applying arts, things like fashion designer, graphic designer, illustrator, interior designer. This is not bad, but still, it's not a lot of money. On the other hand, Here's a survey by College Choice, and these are the highest paying career. And here is a totally opposite picture. If you study petroleum engineering, you get $139,000 to start a starting salary. If you study chemical engineering, $93,000. Nuclear engineering, $92,000. So what you study does matter. I mean, these educations, they probably hospitality and tourism and petroleum engineering, they probably cost about the same, and the difference wouldn't be that huge. But the return on your investment is just this year is like 6 times as much as this one. So if you're gonna spend 4 years in college, I mean, college is, I mean, some people use college as a place to party and get hook up and meet people of the opposite sex. But if you go to college for getting a career and getting a employment that is going to help you build a family and give you financial stability, why are you going to study theology and religion when you can study any kind of engineering? So these are some of the reasons why people cannot pay college. When you go to a Starbucks cafe, you don't see an engineering making your coffee. You see someone who study, I don't know, gender studies or art history or something like that. Starbucks is full of those majors, and so the choice is yours. But either way, I don't think the general public should be responsible for this debt. You decided to go and study theology as opposed to engineering. You should pay for that. This is a hobby. This is an indulge of your time, and other people shouldn't be responsible for paying that debt. Okay, so if you disagree, I'll be happy to hear why you disagree. And of course, there are many layers of this debate. But anyways, that's where I stand. I think we have a moral responsibility to pay our debts, and we should just come through with that, with our words. If we say, I'm going to borrow money and I'm going to pay it back, you should pay it back. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you next time. Goodbye.